Good morning. Today we are going to see about starting methods of single phase induction motor. We all know single phase induction motor is a non self starting motor. So in order to make it as a self starting, we are employing different types. We have two types of winding, main winding and another one is auxiliary winding. So this auxiliary winding helps the motor to start. So in addition to the auxiliary winding, we will use different types of components. So these components makes the different types of induction motor. So this may be called as different types of single phase induction motor. So our different starting methods are split phase, so capacitor start, capacitor run, and shaded pole. These are the different types of induction motors available. Let us see one by one. First one is split phase induction motor. Split phase induction motor have an auxiliary winding and a high resistance in series with that auxiliary winding and one centrifugal switch. This centrifugal switch helps the resistor to connect or disconnect from the auxiliary winding. So at the time of starting, both the main winding and auxiliary winding will be in action. So once the motor torque, uh, it attains 100 to 200% of full torque, this centrifugal switch will be opened. So this resistor will be disconnected from the auxiliary winding. So only the main winding will be in action, that is auxiliary winding will be disconnected. So this coming to this phasor diagram, both the currents, that is auxiliary winding current and the main field current, both lags the voltage, supply voltage, by an angle pi a and pi m respectively. So the angle between the supply voltage and im will be nearly equal to 90 degree. Then coming to the next type, capacitor run. Capacitor run type has a running capacitor. Will not have any centrifugal switch here. So this capacitor will be permanently connected to our auxiliary winding. And this type of motor is used in our ceiling fan. And next coming to capacitor start. Capacitor start have a centrifugal switch. So this starting capacitor will be only connected during the starting condition, and once the motor current is equal to 5 to 7 times the full load current, this switch will be open. So this capacitor will be disconnected from the main winding. So here we are using the capacitor, so our auxiliary current leads the voltage by angle. So leads the voltage. Then next coming to its application, it is used in compressor, conveyor, machine tool, drives, refrigeration, air condition equipments, etc. The next type is capacitor start, capacitor run. This type of a motor has two types of the capacitor. It has running capacitor and starting capacitor. Starting capacitor has a centrifugal switch in series with it, and running capacitor is permanently connected to the main winding. So it has two conditions. One is starting condition and the other one is running condition. At the time of starting, the phase angle pi a plus pi m will be greater than 90 degree. Pi a and pi m are the angle between voltage and auxiliary winding current and main winding current. So next, at the time of running, this the phase angle will be equal to 90 degree. So at the time of starting, both the main winding, auxiliary winding, and both the capacitor, these four will be in action. But when the motor gains the torque of 100 to 200% of full load torque, this switch will be opened. So main winding, auxiliary winding, and running capacitor, these three will be only in action. So its applications are compressor and refrigerator. And the next special type is a shaded pole motor. The stator poles. This is a stator poles and this is a rotor. So our stator pole has a shading coil, that is one copper strip. It is fixed in the stator pole, and this shaded region will produce the flux at different phase. That is, there will be a phase difference between the main field main field flex and the shaded pole part flex. So this phase difference is responsible for producing rotating magnetic field. So in addition to that, since we are adding a shaded coil, an EMF will be induced in the shaded coil due to the sinusoidally varying flux. So this induced current in the shaded coil produces their own flux. That flux that will be in phase difference with the main field flux. So this phase difference, it creates the rotating magnetic field. So the rotor begins to rotate. And coming to its application, they are used in exhaust fan, hair dryers, domestic fans, and tape recorders, humidifiers, slide projectors, etc. That's all about the types of single phase induction motor. Thank you.